Good morning, good evening, good day, everybody. Welcome to Shine Butchering Heroes of Justice. That's my job. Try to read and butcher everything. And with me, as usually, I have trestwho in the background.
Hello.
So, sorry about last week. I had some trouble going live. One of them was a big storm, when I didn't have any internet. And the other day, I was sick in bed, so I wouldn't be able to read at all. But now I am here. I don't know how much I will be able to read, because this is the almost 10,000 word essay. So I will assume we are not gonna finish this today.
The last concept I recall from the previous chapter was an introduction to someone called Control Freak.
Yeah, and we are entering a Shameless multicross.
Part 1.
What's wrong?
10,000 words just for part 1.
No, we are doing the part 1 of the part 1.
Okay.
I have absolutely no idea what kind of music do you want. Seeing the first sentence, it should be fine. Ruby was running down a corridor. A closed shed and door shattered. Sounds like a nightmare to begin with. Guess the notes had been long left behind, leaving her defenseless. Her heart was beating a mile a minute. Metal sweat pouring down her forehead, and leaving her hair a wet, rotten mess. No, she mumbled, and Ruby continued to yawn. Passing by several ports along the way, each one was clear, easily showing the contents inside. Ruby threw a glance at them, and she quickly wished that she didn't. Each one contained within yellow city sphere was a person. Yeah, oh yeah, this is definitely a nightmare of what was the name of the villain here? I already forgot his name.
Control Freak.
No, the other one, the one that's going to that destroyed the site.
Brainiac.
Panic, yeah. At first she didn't recognize the people inside, but she could see they were from all walks of life. She found the human, Bonus, Ramdantian, Tangorian, Amarian, and many more she didn't even hope to recognize. Ruby didn't see her flight at any of them. Her legs burned, but blind panic kept going. Let's come to a slowed, horrified stop. Voice past the door. Now we have to see if this is a sneak peek to the future or it is a nightmare. It can be both at the same time. Oh God! She gasped as she looked upon the wall before her. The entire wall, stretching upward far beyond what she could see, was row after row of city spots, each one filled with someone she knew. She saw some floating next to his team with tubes pouring out of him in every direction. His golden tears still burned and shivered. She saw her team, broken and defeated, with robotic drones probing each one of them, as they meet them flesh, air, and bone. She saw Juniper in the same condition. This reminds me of a very different kind of story. Funny enough, they literally have a yellow fluid in there as well.
Just
No.
watched a video last night about the actor's reaction to that film, including what he was told not to say until he still confessed it recently. Such is how I personally felt about that experience and the ending that got changed to that film.
Yeah. But yeah, you can see that it's very close to what we're seeing. Next to them, she's so... Yes?
Go ahead.
Next to them, she saw the entirety of Justice League, each being experimented upon, approved, and to the existence meant nothing. From each moment, he saw Superman, standing, trying to break free from his bonds, only for a shot of kryptonite to be stabbed into his shoulder. And he said, "Does that mean that Ruby now knows that Superman's weakness is kryptonite?"
It looks like it, yeah. Someone might have told her that. It probably maybe because it's outright public knowledge in the world.
No. Penny, who was left, but she finally saw the centerpiece of this horrible display. The shiny noise was embedded into the wall. Her body cut open, and the internal mechanisms displayed for all to see. Her legs were nowhere to be seen. The top of her face was missing, showing only a metallic skull. "I see you found them," so that voice announced, putting Ruby's body to chill. Suddenly she turned towards another corner of the room. On the scene, two bright purple eyes staring at her. The figure slowly began to walk forward, each step sounding with a loud, metallic clang. After what seemed like an eternity, Radiac emerged from the shadows and sat emotionlessly at her resembling form. He studied her for a moment, then turned to gaze upon the wall. They put up a tremendous fight, but in the end, it was futile. It's all amazing. Also, I have no idea what my mother is doing with the road, but they might be a bit loud enough for you to hear.
A little bit.
Yeah, I remember she was preparing to watch them. They are having a mess. And when they said this, a more or less dream sit in the pen, and revealed hundreds of glass spheres, each containing cities. He saw Moscow, Moscow, Tokyo, Gotham City, Metropolis, and many, many more. Next up, he saw cities of Remnant, only for them to be burned away, and replaced with yet another city from Earth. The sight horrified her, but she could not tear her gaze away. And when they finally turned to face her once more, the wall slid back into place. Ruby sad and Benedict's emotional visage, her fear turning into uncontrollable rage. Suddenly packed away in her hand and showed that Casanova had appeared. With an outraged yell, she aimed her weapon at the maniac and fired round after round, hitting his chest and forehead with every single shot. None of them faced him, and they faced through him. Let's confidently walk forward, only stopping when he was a few foot away from her. Fired the gun. Only to have Benedict suddenly gripped the front of the barrel with his hand and blocking the shot. He went to him the sniper's sight from Ruby's hand. Then, with a single left motion, he broke it over his knee. Again, futile. Benedict scrolled in the class. All the gravity kicked Ruby in the chest and sent her flying back into the wall. He started, letting the blast from the lung. Ruby tried to get to her feet, only for those to suddenly appear and hold her down. Get off me! He shouted. trying to free herself, only to immediately go silent, and many stand in front of her. The Lord forced her upward, pulling her about her arms and legs, preventing her from moving more than a few inches in either direction. She only stopped turning when the metal tentacle exited from my legs back and began inching their way towards her face. I told you before, he said coldly, his tentacle inching ever closer to the dead pupil. I will discover the secret behind your eyes. No! Ruby shouted as she jumped up from her bed, breathing heavily. Panic, she looked around at her surroundings, only to find herself in a small, cozy room. We can calm down the music. Let's see, look. Her breathing began to slow, and my voice started to slow back. Ruby was safe, and sound in her room at Titan Tower. She and the rest of her friends had been staying in the Titans for the past few days. Who by now she considered to be among her best friends. Ruby sighed into her hand. Not again! I thought I was overdosed. He sighed again, and looked at the digital clock next to her bed. It had 6 a.m., which was far too early for a taste. Hey, Ruby, I usually wake up before 4 a.m., so hush about 6 a.m. That's not even early. Knowing she wasn't going to get any more sleep, she stepped out of bed and walked out of her room. Ruby looked at another rooms in the hall, seeing they were all closed. Assuming that no one else was awake, she hurried back into her room and grabbed Cass and Rose, along with a few experimental rounds, and made her way toward the training room. The hallways were dark and silent, allowing her to ruminate on everything that had transpired. Despite others not showing it, Ruby knew that the others occasionally woke up in the cold sweat, nightmares playing bad night. She was thankful that the episodes were becoming fewer and farther in between, but they didn't make the ones that needed her any better. As she neared the training room, with dark thoughts running in her hand, she heard a cracking noise from inside that made her pause. Suddenly, she looked through a crack in the door, and she saw a single person walking away at her laughing dummies. I assume it will be shown. Or Yang.
Go, good guess. We're gone.
It was Sean doing another round of training on his own. Yeah, he did that in the actual series as well. Waking up early and do the training because he's far behind everyone else. He later cheated his way into the academy. He didn't have his training in before the academy, just like everyone else. The water sweat on his body, compounded with the regular bleeding. Don't hurt, he must have been doing this for quite some time. He moved to turn away, only for the towel to stop, and John looked at her, surprised that she was up. Look at me, he began, slowly disappearing around him as the training session ended. Slowly, Ruby came forward and stepped into the room. Hey, John! She called out, visiting with her hand. You're up early. So are you? John pointed out. Like for a silence that happened between the two, and they stared at each other. Finally, Ruby asked the question first. How long have you been up? He asked. About an hour, he admitted with a hint of shame. Ruby moved to reassure her friend, only for him to speak before she could. You? I just woke up. You know, wait is the moment? That's another question. Nightmares? Yeah, Ruby admitted, and Joel nodded. He had woken up from them as well, seeing a nearby bench against the wall. The two walked over and sat down on it. The weapon was placed on the ground next to them. All the silence fell between them. The dog was off, away from the young girl. I have a nephew, you know. He finally talked. That is your complete and undivided attention. His name is Etienne. Etienne could talk. The son of my older sister, Stefano, and her wife, Terracotta. I can actually pull them up. There you go. This is a nice couple, but sadly, we know what happened here. He had just learned to walk before I left for Beacon, and we were all so excited for him. George chuckled to himself, while he remained silent. Then I could love at leisure ship, living in August and seeing them flying around all over the place always made his day. John remained silent and looked down at his feet. My family couldn't make it to the right for the final tournament. They went to August to watch it over the CCT with Seth and Tara. They called to congratulate on my team and me after we meet Team Bronze. That was the last I heard of them before. Joe could not finish the sentence, but he didn't need to. He had to realize the city inside one of many matters. The question of whether or not they were still in there was still unanswered. Joe's shoulders began to buckle up, and down as tears began to fall. A few love sitting the button floor below. I miss them so much. Ruby stayed silent throughout all this, watching as her friend wept and surprised him with a hug. The action caused him to stop, and he stared at her with teary, bloodshot eyes. Then he turned to hug. No words needed to be said, and the two silently confronted each other with their pain and sorrow. After a while, they separated and stared at each other, and a faint smile came to both. John, I know that things are hard, but I also know this. No matter how bad things seem right now, I know without question, and as long as we keep going forward, nothing will stop us. We will see our friends and family again. I promise you that. She declared with absolute conviction. Joel smiled back at her. Thank you, Ruby. No problem, Joel. Ruby smiled back. The two of them sat out over the training room, each thinking about what to do next, only for Ruby to just lay her head against Joel's shoulder. He looked at her, wanting to ask why she did that, just to hear a faint snore come out of her mouth. Smiling, Joel allowed her to continue and lay back against the wall. After a few moments, they finally came to him, too. By the time the others were roused from their slumber and the training room, they came across a scene of two friends, sleeping soundly next to each other, taking comfort in the other's presence. That's a cute scene.
Yeah.
They did that. And I would probably say that the psychopaths if they didn't have any nightmares. By the time the two young leaders had finally woken up, the others had already begun to task of making breakfast. Garfield and Victor were working the stove. Laura watching the over them, with the tool, slipping out of the corner of her mouth. Lord, let's get some happy music. I get find one. Yeah, that's calm enough.
Oh my goodness. You know what? The music right here would have been perfect for the scene you were reading on my story last night.
Yeah. As I said, I always find it when I don't need it. Garfield and Victor were working at the stove. Nora watching over them with the tool slipping out of the corner of her mouth. Aran comprehended the latest edition of Daily Planet. He was reading an article written by a man named Clark Kent. About the situation in Gotham City. It had improved somewhat, but he couldn't help but feel uneasy about the entire thing. Something about it seemed up to him, but he couldn't quite put his finger on it. He
Do it.
also
Put your finger on it. Press it hard.
no, it had a force field. That's why he couldn't put the finger on it. He also saw that picture of the Daily Planet and provided of Clark Kent seemed familiar, but he didn't know why. Something was his fate. But with the glasses, he couldn't quite tell.
Perfect disguise.
I'll find this. There you go. I don't know who it is. Hi, I am not Takashi.
Where is Takashi? Where'd he go? Whoa!
I'm here!
When'd you get back?
I always found it quite funny that no one can tell that it's Superman.
I think you wore those before.
Yeah, I did. There was a lake was currently sitting at the table, reading a pair of books from Raven's library. The half-neighbor was reading an article, ancient tome of magic, page from the archive from Otherland, while Blake was reading The Lord of the Rings. Which one? From
The
in the
next
first book
paragraph
then.
the next paragraph should probably give you a clue.
Gandalf! No! He mumbled as she had one without stand against the wall. It is the first book then. You know one thing Blake had to admit about her current situation? It was Earth that was in no short supply of outstanding literature. The works of J.R.R. Tolkien were only the latest she had taken to reading, having already gone through several of Stephen King's works. So what are the get for today? Young Ed was sprawled across the sofa, near wearing her pajamas. Well, assuming nothing comes up, it's a big of flipping some bacon or Australian skillet. Was thinking about getting some training in, working on the tea car, and other maintenance. You would be surprised how much work goes into making sure this place is top notch.
Are they going to be overworking on the teacup?
On the what?
Are they ever going to start working on the teacup?
No.
Well, how about the tea tower?
Yes, I said that.
Hmm.
I'm mad. You replied to your two chicken. If I didn't know any better, I would say Titan Tower is your baby. Titan Tower is my home. The tea car is my baby. It's clarified, putting it to laugh. Sitting across from her and getting her weapon, smiled at the exchange, only for her another's attention to be directed towards the sound of an opening door. Well, look who finally woke up. You to get some good sleep? Like this, and embrace John and Ruby's arrival. And then they were embarrassed and they had woken up next to each other. Or that Yang was teasing them about it. They didn't know it. They didn't know. It was admittedly quite a cute scene to behold. The two looked so peaceful to the point where Nora had joined Yang in taking pictures. Even on the little filters to spice things up. There was already teasing Ruby with them, causing her and Sean to blush from embarrassment. You couldn't help but laugh at their expense before finally calling it out to Yang. Alright, Yang, that's enough, he said, immediately earning a look of thanks from her partner. You can teach them later. George had a look of betrayal, while Yang smiled, and more shouted from the couch. She immediately smiled at her partner, as he threw his arms into the air in exasperation. Hear this, all of you, he accused, pulling his teeth to laugh. They knew he didn't mean it. He poured himself and Ruby a glass of milk. Then moved towards the cooks. Need a hand? For some reason I almost made it. I almost said he poured himself a Ruby. No, we got this. Girlfriend said it and continued to cook some hash browns. Almost done anyway. Go chair, make yourself comfortable. We got it in a few minutes. I mean, usually when someone is cooking, I thought they ask for help, or they want you to not come any closer to them, because you would be only in the way. Okay, so then sat down on the bar next to the head and the raw. He saw a glass under the article and was reading, and nodded to himself. I think I things grand away soon enough. Same, I replied, flipping the next page as did. Yeah, I can't help but feel something low. Yeah, so again. Slipping from his glass. Nothing about this is right. First, the worst psychopath I have ever seen brings the entire city to his knees, causing a league founder, taking over the new damage control, and then, just a few days later, did the same thing happen to the Miskiro. You think they are connected? Wait, so they don't know that about others? Pierre didn't tell them?
Yeah, if they were not directly part of that encounter, there's no reason to directly assume that they know.
Yeah, but Pierre knows, right? I think Pierre was there when others told. No, she was already running after the man in the armor. So she herself didn't meet others. So she doesn't know either. I don't think.
She met some kind of Medusa.
Yeah. I don't think that's I know. Joe stands pointedly at his teammate, who stands right back at, and after a moment, nodding in agreement. Have you mentioned this to the league? Can asked, and Joe nodded. I told Superman, and he told Batman. Joe answered. He told me Matt told the same thing, and was having Oracle look into possible culprits. Right now, it's a waiting game.
And they just kept playing telephone from there.
Yeah. And by the time they get into the end of the telephone game, it will be like, Joker, eat a cupcake. Let's random Ezra.
Mhm.
And move to Ezra, only for the...
Well, who's the last one in the chain of the telephone game then? Because something was pitching Trixie on the stage. And then I had to imagine, she said what you said, that Joker is a cupcake? Oh, she'll try to make it flashy, but she'll do her best.
Yeah. And move to Ezra, only for the sliding door to open. And he really excited to go in there, flying towards them. He was there wearing purple pajamas, and her hair was a mess. But everyone was inside focused on the bright smile on her face. Everyone, it's Nick!
That's an interesting thing to get excited about. And all the girls shriek in excitement. Whoa. What's gotten your interest?
I have no idea where I put it.
You probably put it somewhere.
Yeah. It's fine. I will find it. I'm gonna pull up the gumshoe.
Well, I told you it was somewhere. Still is.
He got out, calling the Titans to stop what they were doing, and called around her immediately. Romy and Jennifer followed after them, and Corey activated the secret Titans communicator speaker function. Nick, you are a speaker. How is it going, man? Victor called out. I mean, this is gonna be what's gonna happen when they literally pull down the trestwho. We know that's gonna happen. Hey, Si! The gates are inside, but you're tired, but you'll be at home. Just wanted to check in. How are our guests doing? We are doing great. And me as well. I just thought it was amazing. There is so much to do here. Nick laughed. I'm mad. You guys heading to the city yet? Not yet, no. Yeah, cut out. But we are itching to go out there. You guys will get your chance, don't worry. He assured them.
In the meantime, you're on timeout.
Yeah. They just heard a sigh. And for me, for one, they saw Corey smile for her. You are not coming back yet, are you? Yes, and Nick was silent for a moment. Yeah, that's for a few more days. He's getting better. But your time is still a mess. More than usual. Sorry, guys. Yes, man. Closing up in the cold. Seriously, man? And I still need you? The Beast Boy asked. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want your time to get better in the third world. I mean, yeah, Gotham is the biggest crime city. Or is it the biggest? It's one of the biggest, and let's just say it like that.
Yep. I heard there was modeled after a certain real city, forgot what though. But most depictions I've seen of it really does have its own style, gothic style, that I don't think I've ever seen except in maybe some ancient cities.
I heard that. Not in the correct, no. Yeah, Batman needs me here. You all know how he is. Gotham is his city, and if he says that he needs help, then he needs it. What is he apologizing for not being able to come back?
Yeah, I got that too.
That is why he is apologizing. It's out of his choice. He has to be there. Don't worry about it, man. We understand perfectly. Into the cat, and the rest of the group nodding along with him. Thanks, guys. I promise you, just a few more days, and I'll be back over in Jump City. Just before you know it. We will hold
Jump
on.
for love.
Yes?
And I'll jump for love.
Hmm.
Jump in.
Yeah. I mean, use my jumping group and jump in. We will hold you to it. We are checkered. So, overall, how have you been? The good, all the good in that, thing admitted. Let's see open again. Maybe I still into shit. And Batman is still dark and moody. Could be a lot worse. We know it can be a lot worse. Especially for Batman.
Take note of that last part of the paragraph. Let's see if how long that holds true.
I think Joker is still looked up in Arkham. I mean, he has escaped how many times? It's impossible to count.
Well, I gotta say, when he's not in Gotham, he tends to be in much worse places.
Yeah, we all know it's not his fault, but he is still feeling sorry for not being able to come back.
I guess you could refuse Batman, but that sounds dangerous too. And
Yeah,
it's also a friend. As a fellow hero, he understands when a Batman calls for help, which he probably doesn't easily do. Then the situation really must be very urgent. That's what Dick said. Um, it's probably currently needed, but he's also recognizing the urgency is steadily decreasing. So their work is is doing a good job out there. It's kind of working.
yeah, they have to air out all of time because most of it was still engulfed in the gas, and it's not
If he
dispatching that easily.
if he just left right now, which I think theoretically he could, then it's just more burden for all those he was leaving behind.
You know what? He,
It looks like Gotham at the moment probably needs him more than Jump City.
yeah, he could leave right now, but if anything happened while he was away, he would blame himself.
Probably would.
Thank God for that. The officers, the chill went down Ruby and Juniper's spine. They had heard about the Joker, the arch-enemy of Batman, of the Batman. He didn't have any powers whatsoever, yet the grand police of crime. They find them more than nearly any other villain they had heard about. Except Maniac. The number of atrocities he had committed was far too many to count, and he made Kane the police insane. That was that, and other departments that horror stories about the Joker, and most of them were true, down to every last twisted detail. All of Gotham was thankful that he was still alive, and everyone prayed he would stay that way. My thought exactly. With him on the loose, this would have gotten much, much worse. They created thought that moved on. Anyway, on to more important things. And man asked me to find you guys some information. Training programs, agriculture schematics, and more. Telling them over now.
It might be programs that they can load into their little holodeck room. In fact, it sounds like exactly what it is. Equipment schematics might be something more too, like making gadgets and weapons.
No, it's this. In the training program from the Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kind of is. If you think about that, then they have a room that can visualize anything. Just got them. And allowed as he pulled up a holographic interface. The file and schematic logic passed particularly for the adult to comprehend. Even Howie was found machine with a lot of faith. And once he finished looking them over, he whistled, "Damn, this is some good stuff. I will get to work on making these right away, but it will take a few days to finish getting the suits ready. Oh? They got an honest surprise, where she knew who must want internal information. And the suits 74, but she had to make sure. Let me guess, they are for us? Ah, they are getting their superhero uniforms.
Right. Well, to Batman, that'd be another layer of readiness for that specific type of career.
And also
It's like
protection of their identity.
it's like he would consider that a work uniform.
Yeah. I really hope that the author made some pictures of how they will look like.
Have we seen that so far? This story doesn't really have that many pictures, right?
I don't know. It might happen. I have not skipped through, so I don't see.
Okay.
Yep, they complied with the pub. Say what you will. When it comes to saying and designing stuff, my man knows what he's doing. I looked it over as well, gave some input, and I expect others to help you guys out. Oh yes, we've been doing that a lot over the past few days. Playing with teams Ruby and Juniper has been very exciting. We exclaimed, having bounced back from her earlier disappointment. Much better than playing with Artemis, John muttered, holding down a teenager to sticker. Hey, you tried anything after getting thrown around like a ragdoll for 30 minutes? They laughed hypothetically, and the noise in the background drew her attention. After a moment, he spoke back into the communicator. That's my cue. Go and make a patrol again. Some of the leaders have been trying to take advantage of the chaos. See you guys in a few days. Remember, if you will go on patrol, keep your identity secret. They are your greatest weapons. So keep them close to the chest. Don't worry, we will. To me as well. That is an
Maybe they should have all said that together, like little kids. We don't worry, we will.
We will. And as we are actually using your hero name in the communicator. Units for finishing the item suit for 8 people. Eventually isn't working on his suit that fast. I mean his suit was a prototype to begin with. But didn't he make a new suit for Spider-Man? There's still one. I assume that what they have is not a full attack suit. They are much simpler than some of the others.
The earliest iteration I've seen of Spider-Man, he was actually given a pretty technical suit from Iron Man.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Hmm.
That he made one for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Not even one.
Well, yeah. He didn't permanently rely on it, though. And when he did have it, he had some trouble for it a little while because he didn't figure out the system and menus of options.
Yeah. That's an only that made it clear to them. When they had first started staying in the tower, they even gave Ruby and Juniper a small domino mask to cover their eyes and upper face. Is that the one that covers only the upper half of your face? Is that a domino mask? Yeah, it's that one.
I forgot the name of that type of mask, but I actually did encounter the name while playing in an RPG.
Yeah, it is kind of a mask. What's Robin mask at the moment?
I believe they call it Domino Mask or something like that.
Yeah, it's just right here.
Yeah, right. I guess it's perfect. Okay.
What has the question? Just how such a small guy would protect their identity. And nobody had me, and it seemed questionable. Whatever it is, was enough. It was all nice being had, and it seemed to work out for him. He probably had that, for the most part, a superior to lives. He didn't interact all that much. In that case, that maintained that the mask also distorted camera feeds around their faces, making it hard for anyone to get an accurate look at them. And when they met someone face to face, they moved so fast that they didn't have too much time. See ya, man! Gavin met his leader goodbye, and the other titles. And they said goodbye, and shut off his communicator. It was sad and it is silence. He seemed like a good leader, John pointed out, and cried on it with a smile. He is, he noted with a constant sigh, and was showing new personality what kind of relationship the two had with each other. Smiling to himself, he tried to say something, only to force a strange smile of his nostrils. Is something burning? Yes, plainly. Falling down to look up sharply at him there. Raphael's eyes divided in panic as he hastily turned toward the soul. My hash browns! Good job. Let me see where we are. In the meantime, let me go back to the beginning. Let me put a mark here. We have still a way to go. Okay. We are going one more paragraph, and then we are stopping.
I didn't see another scene break, but you were scrolling through that really fast.
So there is one right here.
Actually, it's pretty soon.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
this next scene is actually pretty short. I'd probably call it 1 page long.
I would say, yeah. It's okay, Mimi. That's her. Jacob was Miss Boy. He was more embarrassed than anything, but at the very least, Lola didn't seem to hold it against him. At least everything else turned out okay, disappointed as he continued to pass out muffled and scrambled eggs. Outside of the disappointed Nora, everyone was quite happily digging in.
It is a
Yeah,
shame.
man!
Hash browns is nice.
Yeah, they are. Got inside, I shook his head. Hash brown would have made things better. I guess it would have made things better. The grumbled, as she nibbled on her breakfast, going decided to turn and look at her.
Huh. Just occurred to me how interesting and unlikely that the Remnantians from another world have exact same kind of meals, including pancakes, which it's not natural. You don't pick off pancakes from a tree. You have to prepare it by mixing things, and both worlds invented it while being unaware of each other.
And you literally need to be there with the pancakes. You have to do it one by one. I mean, you can't just do it like hash brown. Okay, put it down and wait it to be done.
Yeah, that's about right. That there's a lot of maintenance involved in that particular item.
I would prefer a hammer to the domino mask. Something with a building glass mask and various other gadgets. Yeah, me too. It makes more sense. Never too confused as to why she seemed disappointed, only for Raphael's face to develop into understanding. Oh, I see now, he began, smiling accusingly. You are packing loving heathen. I'm not the heathen, you are. George turned back, calling everyone to stand at the two of them in my eyes. You and your firm and country mufflers. Oh, right. Never seen when they were fighting in the Teen Titans. Which is better, the waffles or the pancakes? It's interesting that. That's the best part about them. Waffles are firm, strong, and powerful. Not the same as weak like your pancakes. It depends on what kind of pancakes you are doing. Are you doing the American pancakes or the Hungarian pancakes? You know, are very different.
Which do you prefer?
I actually haven't really eaten American pancakes, so I don't know.
Well, they're pretty soft and fluffy. They're usually add stuff like that. The most common item is syrup, which is depicted right there.
Yeah, and Hungarian pancakes are more like crepes. Rolled up into things and filled in the inside.
That actually doesn't look that bad either. Anyway, your answer is fair. I guess you would probably default to Hungarian pancakes, but while not being familiar with the other side.
In the meantime, I will probably not choose until I try most.
Fair enough. Very fair.
I mean, it probably is the same. No, I heard that the American pancakes are more sweet by default. The pastry is more sweet as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
But it makes sense because you don't feel it. So. No, yes, definitely. How dare you?
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Now, about waffles and pancakes. It depends. If it's fresh, I like waffles more. If it's not fresh, I like pancakes more.
It's the same thing. You chose the same thing on both options.
Huh.
Yeah, old waffles would probably be more stiff. And crunchy.
Yeah. Well, waffles you can't really take for multiple hours. You can just put it in the fridge. But the pancake you can just make some, eat some, and put the rest in the fridge. And it will be just as good later on.
If you like it softer, here's a tip. If you like reheat it, like say in the microwave, add a moist little towelette to it. That's
Yeah.
non-toxic, and it will just absorb the moisture in again.
Most things are delicious. Why should I have to choose? There you go. You are the real hero of the story.
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
The answer to that question is when you only can choose one. When you have only ingredients for one type. You have to choose which one you are doing. But then again, the choice doesn't really matter because both are good.
That's the best solution right here. Just have hash browns and pancakes. Go for it.
I mean, we can't because someone burned them all.
Oh well. Next time, Gadget. Next time.
The two continued to argue over which breakfast patty was best, while the rest of the teenagers watched from the sideline. They were getting quite animated as time went on, when Joe finally whispered over to Megan, Raymond. Hey, he began. He isn't actually. Oh, they are just both playing around. Megan answered. At this point, it's a game. Ah, good. Joe smiled in relief. And the play argument continued. He chuckled to himself. I swear, it's like watching a dog bark into a mirror.
Hey, one of them could do that.
I don't know what to say that. We all told for a month, pursing your lips, before she chuckled as well. Yeah, kinda. Well, I think we most know who is gonna win this. Joe began, and Megan nodded. I mean, we most know who is gonna win this. Everyone else, because they are gonna eat everything while they finish arguing. Yes, the outfit can be quite persuasive when he wants to be. The white Marshall replied. Only for John, and now the rest of Juniper and Rumi to say at her. No, that's right. I can say about her. Oh no, it's a team-wide argument.
It's like a virus. It's kind of spreading.
Yeah. You can. It's friendly. So let's suddenly appear next to a leader. A confident mark on her face. And slapped John's open palm with her own. They went back to girlfriend. By this point, we saw join in on the debate. Pulling at insignificant sideshow. Only just why weapons were superior to pancakes. You appear to be just as passionate about the subject as his best friend.
Well, the chart says.
I mean, in a sense, the muffins are more closer to the American pancakes, right? You don't think that?
I would basically say so. They're crispier and
Yeah.
they tend to have a different shape.
I mean, shape doesn't really change the flavor.
There is something that is a factor, though. Like, if you want to pour syrup onto waffles, the waffles have a cup shape, so they kind of contain it.
Yeah? So as the debate continued, more and more concerned in. Is it bad? Then the all and lovely discussion turned to turn into something else, only for an alarm to suddenly yell out and toss everyone in the text. Then after a moment's pause,
They resumed their argument.
yeah,
It's more important. They gotta break this down and solve it.
everyone rushed to their stations. Let's actually find that we are having a cliffhanger. What happened and an alarm.
Control Freak is freaking out and causing a mess, but then pauses and looks sadly like, where are the Teen Titans? Someone might explain to him that they're arguing about pancakes and waffles, and he goes like, oh. And then maybe he picks one of the sides.
No, he comes in and says that waffles and pancakes, you are all stupid. The best things are, I don't know what else is in there.
He'd probably give some nerdy reply like, I don't know, Doritos.
Yeah.
It's Doritos and Mountain Dew all the way, or something like that. Something you might have for D&D snacks.
No, I wonder what there should be a third one, right? Well, first pancake says something. It's those two pancakes.
Are you talking about things that might complement them for breakfast items?
Yeah?
Then traditional things would be like sausage, bacon,
Oh,
hash
no.
browns. Or you talk about stuff to put on?
Ah, toast. Toast in the third one.
Okay.
And French toast. He would probably say that, yeah.
Yeah, French toast is kind of like a combination between a pancake and a toast. Because
Yeah?
you actually cook some egg into it, and it starts to turn into something else.
So by doing that, let me copy this. So we can continue it into this.
There was an interesting fluctuation of moods across this chapter, where it began very somberly, but then it ended very fun, which I generally expect from the Teen Titans.
And now we are going to the Danger Noodle.
Depending who they face, they still might have a fun mood about it. But yeah, it does depend.
I
They
remember.
face someone like Slade, they're probably gonna take it way seriously.
And then in the comment, I remember a funny scene from Young Justice. When you're trying to make pancakes, for the first time, and accidentally batting Superboy, with ingredients from hat to toe. Ha! Now we have Superman cake.
Well, when it comes to the Remnantians, they've gotten a lot more serious about their food fights.
Oh no. I mean, good thing that the Rattata actually appeared.
It had a chance to escalate that far if it weren't for that alarm.
But yeah, I prefer pancakes. For, yeah, no, let me do it right. I prefer pancakes for dinner. I prefer waffles for breakfast. There you go. Because pancakes are more, filling. You don't eat that for breakfast. Breakfast should be light. I mean, breakfast can be hard as well if you put some very filling topping on it. But yeah, that is it for today. There's gonna be some alarm going on, and we have let's choose to go outside to the city without your suit. Your suits are not ready yet.
I was thinking about that, yeah. What are they gonna do? Just put the masks on and call it a day?
Yeah, I mean they already have the outfit, but because of the outfit, I know some people who might be able to recognize them that they are the aliens that came through. And they're about like Totoro.
Yeah, that's fine though. If they're not getting their personal identity, like your name is this, and you have this social security number, and all that. You were born on such and such date.
Unless they start calling each other by names again.
And you have 52 hit points.
But yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and see you all in 2 days. Bye bye!
Bye bye!